In 2017, Bree and I moved up here to Lake Mille Lacs, where I live currently. It's an awesome lake for guiding. I do out-of-state trips only, so you got to come in from out of state to go with me out on the water. But we put people on 20-pound bags. That's kind of my deal. And you know, as a guide before the elites, I'll be a guide after the elites. It's just something that I know and something that I feel like I'm relatively good at. And I truthfully love watching people catch big bass. I like it as much as I like to catch them myself. You know, out of school, I did a lot of hospitality stuff, worked in hotels, bartended, restaurants, stuff like that. So I got really kind of a knack in the hospitality industry, was going to pursue that, but I just wanted to be a bass fisherman. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I thought about every day. And I just really did not like the idea of having a week or two vacation or just being able to do it on the weekend. I don't come from money, so I've always been kind of a hustler to make ends meet, definitely make my dream come true. And I right away looked at fishing like, okay, if this is gonna be a passion, this is gonna be something that I'm gonna be able to do with my life, then I need to turn a profit on it right away. You know, I gotta show Bree, my wife, who I've been with since essentially out of high school, that this is something that can be profitable for us. So I started guiding, you know, immediately, right away, and using my hospitality talents to get around other people and show them to a good day. And of course the tournament, you know, and all that just kind of came with it, picking up sponsors and all that. And it's just funny to think back of how my hospitality background then has helped flourish my career now, you know, because to be a Bassmaster Elite Pro, you need to be as good off the water as you are on the water. So I feel like I have that, you know, with just how I got it. A little bit of humble beginnings led to a pretty humble career, really. You know, the Bassmaster Opens is an absolute grinder of a tournament circuit. And so being, that's the ticket. That's how you get into the Bassmaster Elites. I'd say, you know, I was at it for 10 years on the Elites, not always fishing them all. I tried to, you know, sometimes only fishing 3, other times fishing all 9 events. I'd get close to an elite qualification. I'd get, you know, literally one spot away from it and then not get it. You know, you got to endure just a lot of that. That's just fishing as a general rule of thumb. But the opens, they're definitely a grind. And I'll happily admit, my first 2-3 years, I was lost. I'd never really fished much out of Minnesota. I was broke. I didn't even have enough gas money to, you know, see the whole lake in a practice. I basically, you know, everything to that point was caught off skipping jigs and Cincos under boat docks back here in Minnesota. So, but I was eager, I wanted it worse than anything, so I just kept putting everything forward. And I did, I got my butt kicked in the first couple of years, and then it was like in my 3rd year that things started getting real competitive for me. And you know, then you start getting so close. Like I said, I was odd man out from not getting the invite. I've taken 2nd in a Bassmaster Open, a 3rd in a Bassmaster Open. I thought I've had it, to feel it, and that just makes the dream all more desirable, you know, and only makes you kick it into high gear. But you know, I love the format. It is a grind. It should be a grind. You're trying to get to the very, very top tour in the world. Oh, can we get some menus, please?
You got it.
Yeah, definitely. There's ups and downs. I think that's one of my strong suits. Everyone's got strong suits in this game. I think one of mine is the fact that I've always kind of told myself never have too high highs, never have too low lows. You just have to roll with the punches. You're never really good because there's always somebody that's going to come along and beat you, and you're only a cast away from your best day, no matter how bad things are going. So I just try to keep that even keel, try not to get too inflated, too deflated, and just really teach fishing. And I think that was one of the biggest things. I never really had to contemplate quitting through the course of that decade, or even to this day. I never did. I'd say the hardest times were, you know, when Bree was at home, my wife, my dogs, they were at home. I was gone for a month and a half, you know, living like a rat hotel to hotel trying to make stuff work. And once Bree was able, once we were really able to see the business, right? We all have a job because we can sell or we can teach fishing. That's our specialty. And I think that's an area that I've always excelled, is being able to, you know, market the products. I've always tried to get with the best sponsors. You know, you take Phoenix Boats, they make the best boat in my opinion, all that. I've always tried to do that, and then that made my job easier, pitching that off to people and teaching people what I know along the way. So I never really had to think, it never became a financial thing for me really. It was more of a, oh wow, you made it to the elites, congratulations, you know, your dream of getting there came true. I already had the support, you know, behind me, and again, a lot of that just comes from hard work for my sponsors and for myself, just keeping the wheels turning along the way. What I love to do, I love catching them. I love watching other people catching them. That's the life I love to live.
Yes, sir. Yeah, like a pro. That's a fat one, man. Good stuff. Here you go.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Josh Douglas, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro. I'm in my second year on the Elite Series and been really chasing this dream for about, you know, a solid decade now through the Bassmaster Open ranks, other tours, and then of course to get and finally see that dream come true here on the Bassmaster Elite Series.